Sometimes that night, and that scene comes to mind, and my heart skips a beat. What was it after all? Was it just a dream of mine, or reality, which I haven't been able to forget till today? When that incident comes to my mind, it feels like a movie playing in front of my eyes, a dreadful and dark night. The whole event of that night runs like a film before my eyes. A terrifying and dark night, a deserted area from above, a large empty room, then stumbling upon the conductor's coats. I wonder what was going to happen that night. But we truly escaped that night. If that hadn't happened, perhaps we all would have ended up losing our lives with that conductor. Friends, it was about 20 years ago. I had planned a trip to Jaipur with my family. My son had been insisting for days, "Dad, take me to Rajasthan for a tour." So, I agreed to his request and we set off for Jaipur. Myself, my wife Rupa, and my son Sanyam left for Jaipur from home. We toured Jaipur completely in 2 days. However, I had 2 more days of leave left, so I thought why not visit Ajmer Sharif as well. Since our planning was sudden, we had to rely on the bus hastily. There were other passengers on the bus, especially a larger number of elderly people. There were few passengers like us, and since the bus was a bit run down, perhaps not many chose to travel in it. Around 8 o'clock at night, the bus set off towards Ajmer. The 3 of us settled comfortably in our seats. Sanyam fell asleep, but Rupa and I were feeling slightly drowsy intermittently. Firstly, the desolate and unfamiliar place, and secondly, the rickety bus made me feel uncomfortable. The driver seemed to be in a hurry to reach Ajmer, so he was speeding up the bus. From the inside, I also felt a bit scared that he might crash the bus because it was pitch dark outside. The road was deserted, no houses were visible, and only a few vehicles were seen on the road. Some elderly passengers even asked the driver to slow down the bus, but despite refusing, the driver increased the speed again. Then, one elderly man again told the driver to slow down, but the driver replied that what he was doing was absolutely fine. I have heard that this area is not good, there is a lot of danger in this place, and it would be better for us to cross this area as soon as possible. Hearing the driver's words, everyone said, "Okay, that's fine." The bus was moving ahead at a fast pace when suddenly, with a loud noise, the bus lost its balance a bit and stopped a little further. Now everyone was puzzled as to what had happened suddenly. In such a dangerous area, and the bus stopping would frighten anyone. The driver lit his torch, got off the bus, and saw what was going on. What happened to the bus after all? Why did it stop? After a while of inspection, it was found out that both the rear tires of the bus had punctured and there were no spare tires on the bus for repair. Now what to do? Everyone was lost in thought, in the unfamiliar place, on a pitch-black night, with the fear of wild animals, and the bus breaking down like this. Everyone seemed to lose their senses. What to do now? What not to do? Nobody could understand anything. Then the conductor saw a light at a short distance and said to everyone that, "Look, there's light over there, maybe there's a village, let's all go there, we might find a safe place to spend the night." If we find even a small room, then we can all sit there together and spend the night safely. Everyone agreed with the conductor's words. Everyone picked up their belongings and set off towards the light. As soon as they all reached near that light, they saw a large building, which seemed to be a very old inn where lost travelers might have stopped. Everyone stood outside the door of the building. The driver mustered up the courage and knocked on the door. An elderly person opened the door. He wore a large turban on his head, had some ancient jewelry around his neck, wore earrings in his ears, wore a shawl on top of his kurta, a dhoti around his waist, and had shoes made of old camel leather on his feet, and he held a large stick in his hand. His appearance was very strange. Then the conductor bravely said, "Uncle, the bus has got punctured. If we could get some space in your inn to spend the night, it would be very kind of you." The owner of the inn said, "There's no need to be afraid. This inn is built to help lost travelers. I am Chaudhry Samar Singh and my wife Dhanno take care of the travelers. You all come inside. If we fall short of space, we'll help you out." The conductor said, "Thank you so much, uncle. It's very kind of you for agreeing to help us in this unfamiliar place." Chaudhry Samar Singh said, "It's a matter of gratitude. It's our duty. We are very pleased that you all came to our place." The big pot filled with water. In this big vessel there are puris, and in that big pot there will be potato curry. Here are the plates, and everyone serve themselves. Ladies go with Dhanno and gentlemen come with me. Quickly finish your food, and those who have to do outside work should do it now because no one will go out after 12 o'clock. And I won't let anyone go out either. And no one will ask for the reason. Everyone will have their own watches, work according to the time and go to sleep. Here are the blankets, spread them all. We all worked according to the instructions of Chaudhry Samar Singh and spread the blankets and went to sleep. Those who had shawls and blankets slept wrapped in them. As I had a large blanket to wrap, I took my son with me, and my wife lay down with the women with her shawl on. Chaudhry ji once again instructed everyone not to go outside and told everyone to sleep. Around 12 o'clock, the conductor felt like going outside. He felt like smoking a bidi, and he started to go outside. Chaudhry ji tried to stop him a lot, but he didn't stop. After the conductor went outside, Chaudhry ji quickly closed the door of the room, and with the help of a latch, he firmly closed the door so that no one could enter from outside, and he also closed all the windows and doors. After some time, very scary and dreadful voices started coming from outside, along with the voice of the conductor, who was screaming for help. Some people from the room started going out to help the conductor, but Chaudhry ji stopped them by saying all this, that if everyone goes out then it will be a disaster. If the devil comes inside then none of us will survive. Everyone thought about their lives and stepped back. Then Chaudhry ji told everyone to lie down in their places, and it was mandatory for us to obey him. We all did what Chaudhry ji said. After an hour or so everyone fell asleep. When we woke up in the morning, we were amazed to see the sight there. We were all lying on the sand and the room was missing from there. Only our belongings were there. There were two graves made where Chaudhry Samar Singh and Dhanno Singh were written. We were all astonished to see this, whether what happened last night was a dream or reality. Then a shepherd came out from there with his sheep. We told him everything. So he told us that there used to be an inn here a long time ago, which was taken care of by Chaudhry Samar Singh and his wife Ghanno, and even after their deaths, their souls come to help the lost travelers. There are many evil spirits in this area which kill people, but Samar Singh and his wife are good souls, so they come to help people. Saying all this, the shepherd left from there, but we all were left stunned. Then we all picked up our belongings and went towards the bus. When we saw the conductor's coats lying there covered in blood, seeing all this our hearts sunk. After waiting for some time, another bus passed from there, and we all got on it and left for our Ajmer.